So I'm laying in my bed awake one night, and I get up and I look out of my window because I just couldn't sleep. There's a full moon, there's a lot of stars out. For some reason, this sparked my thoughts about my existence and why I'm here. And I had a flashback of people telling me that all the stars make up constellations, and all those constellations reflect on our personal zodiac and astrological signs. I've never really been into that kind of thing, but it sparked my curiosity to study for a few hours at least. After reading my astrological reading for my sign, which happens to be Sagittarius, I couldn't believe how accurate the readings were and hit very close to home about different personality traits I tend to have. I actually, after researching my own astrological sign, started researching every astrological sign one by one, just a little at a time. I also started observing the people around me in my environment and like people in the city bus stops and things of that nature. It's really unique how people are. Started to tell my friends how accurate my readings were and how close the readings were to describing who I actually am. And this inspired them to want to read their own personal readings and see if they can get to know themselves better. We all communicate better now as a whole. So after a long night of routine tasks, which Sagittarius tend to avoid, I started pondering again about failed relationships between lovers, friends, and things of that nature, and why they didn't work out. And to conclude, not everyone's gonna get along all the time, but having an understanding of astrological factors could help you understand each other's differences and resolve conflict better overall. Also, to take into account, astrology is actually a theory, and as with all theories, you should use your own truth filters to decipher what decipher information you can trust. There are a lot of unexplained things on Earth. You can simply choose to let them remain unexplained or try to uncover them in your own unique way so you know the information can be trusted. That's what inspired me to see what all the buzz about astrology was about. If everyone had a little better of an understanding of one another's different personality traits and worked towards balancing theirs as well, I think the world could be a much more peaceful place. And the closer we are to empathy, the closer we are to being harmonious as a human race. So after this long pondering, I visited my friends again after we had all been separately studying on zodiacs and astrology and learning more about ourselves, and we all had a lot to talk about. Um, we actually sat and chatted about how many new friends and new acquaintances we were making and how communicating with people seemed more natural and less forced, and just overall how it just seemed so surreal that this knowledge could actually have truth. So on my walk home from my friends, I started pondering about things I would totally dislike about people and their personalities, and how I was totally ignorant to the fact that astrology did play a factor into differences I had with people. And I feel like I can fully control my interactions with people now. There's basically a contrast between a lot of zodiacs, and you just have to know how to balance out your differences enough to coincide peacefully. For example, when I got home that day, I opened my door and I knocked my brother's drink out of his hand as he was coming out, and he got mad, which is a trait of being moody, like a Cancer trait. And a Sagittarius are always happy-go-lucky, so I was laughing. I just thought that was a little funny. But the overall message is there's so many people in our general universe that share different astrological traits, and having an open mind and factoring that in could really help you get along with different walks of life from all over. It's said that in able to calculate an actual birth chart, your position on the earth, the position of the sun, moon, different stars and planets all play a role in determining your actual astrological signs. It's also said that meditation can really help you grasp an understanding of astrology itself and a deeper meaning of life itself as well. It's also a great stress reliever and exercise, and it's very relaxing. Our world is very vast, and there's a lot of unexplained things and a lot of far-fetched theories and things of that nature, but I think keeping an open mind will keep you to be a great understanding person, and communication is very key in this world today. Without communication, there's war and misunderstandings and things of that nature that could be avoided just with a better initiative to understand. Thanks for listening.